Formula E has raced at a huge number of locations all over the world, but there's few parts of the world that delivers the same excitement as the Americas. From Argentina to Mexico, New York to Long Beach, the racing never fails to keep us on the edge of our seats. So with that in mind, let's take a look back at some of the best moments. Our first trip to the Americas came in Season 1. The third ever Formula E race took place in Punta del Este in Uruguay. An incredible location placed next to the ocean in the Monte Carlo of South America. A tight and twisty layout with a couple of straights thrown in, a very challenging circuit in a very picturesque location. Jean-Eric Vergne shook the paddock when he secured pole position on his Formula E debut. But the race itself was won by Sebastian Buemi, the first of his 13 wins.
Through the final corner comes Sebastian Buemi. He's got Nelson Piquet Jr. right up behind him, but it's victory for Sebastian Buemi and Edams in the third round of Formula E.
Finally, Buemi has fulfilled his potential in Formula E.
Buemi repeated this feat in the Season 2 race with a handful of excellent overtakes on his way to his second victory in Uruguay.
Oh, here's a move from Buemi.
Buemi up the inside, and can he get through into the hairpin? Yes, he can. Easy peasy.
Fabulous move there, yeah.
Here comes Sebastian Buemi through on Jerome D'Ambrosio. Buemi leads into turn 17, and the Renault car is now into the lead of round 3 of the Formula E Championship. Sebastian Buemi won here for the first time in Formula E last year. Now he's going to take the checkered flag and take victory in Punta del Este. And it's Sebastian Buemi who is handed his trophy and wins in Punta del Este, takes the lead of the championship.
Punta del Este returned to the calendar for the final time in Season 4, with pole sitter Jean-Eric Vergne and reigning champion Lucas di Grassi locking horns in one of the greatest Formula E battles the championship's ever seen.
Here comes di Grassi, looking to the outside. Vergne's going to squeeze him. A little bit of wheel rubbing. Di Grassi's gone in too hot. Just keeps it out of the wall. Goodness me.
Oh, di Grassi hit the bollard.
Yeah.
He's going for
last
the
move of the final corner. No.
He's hit him.
They're still going to be side by side. Vergne is still fractionally in front. And look how close they are. They're almost connecting with one another on the run down towards turn 1. Vergne covers the inside line. It narrows, it tightens, they nudge again. Super late on the brakes. Can he go for a last corner lunge as he did a couple of laps ago? Jean-Eric Vergne pulls to the outside and is going to hold on as they come through the final corner. Jean-Eric Vergne wins for the second time this season in a thrilling race in Uruguay.
Di Grassi had to settle for second place, but with that continued his 100% podium record on the circuit. And Jean-Eric Vergne finally converted a pole position to a race win in the season that would earn him his first Formula E Championship winning title. Round 4 of the inaugural season saw Formula E's first anti-clockwise track, lying in the popular and modern Puerto Madero district of the Argentine capital of Buenos Aires. After a bit of a quiet start, the race came to life with an incident-packed final 13 laps, with 4 different drivers taking the lead of the race, but it was the unsuspecting Antonio Felix da Costa who would go on to win.
Oh, Buemi, is he going to hit the wall? He's broken his front right, and he is out of the race. Lucas di Grassi leads. You can hear the despair in Sebastian Buemi's voice. Oh, Sam Bird has just been given a drive-through penalty. The man in third place, Sam Bird, drive-through penalty for ignoring pit exit lights. We saw that earlier on. Oh, di Grassi's off as well. Lucas di Grassi, race leader out of the race as well. That means Nick Heidfeld moves into first place, and that's suspension problems for the Brazilian too. And a drive-through penalty for Nick Heidfeld, speeding in the pit lane. Nick Heidfeld, the race leader, has been given a drive-through penalty now. Big lock-up from Abt, and he hits Al-Kashwari, and that allows cross-through. What a shame for Al-Kashwari. Meanwhile, Nick Heidfeld is in the pits to serve his drive-through penalty, which means going on to the last lap of the race, Antonio Felix da Costa leads for Amlin Aguri. It's
got to go to the
victory
finish line.
for Antonio Felix da Costa. The checker flag falls.
In Season 2, Sam Bird forgot all about the disappointment from the year before to win the race. But behind him, then championship leader Sebastian Buemi completed one of the most remarkable comeback drives in Formula E history, making his way through the field from 18th to 2nd.
Coming down into turn 4, that's Duran, that's Senna, and that's Ambrosio that he goes past. Amazing.
Look, here goes Buemi past Simona Di Silvestro. Nice clean pass there.
Right up behind Nick Heidfeld, and Cruz is through. There's Buemi up the inside of Nelson Piquet coming into the hairpin at turn 5, so that's another position. Oh, goes to the inside, and can he get that job done into turn 4? Yes, he can.
He's absolutely on a mission today.
What's going on here? This is Fraintz covering the inside line. He's got nothing he can do. And he's going to pull alongside and pass Sarrazin down into turn 1. De Grassi covers the inside line, the two championship battlers. Buemi sells in the dummy. De Grassi tries to squeeze him, but Buemi goes through into 2nd place.
What a drive. That was perfection today, one car at a time.
A year on, Buemi's luck in Argentina continued when he took the win in Season 3.
He won in Hong Kong, he won in Marrakesh, and by winning in Argentina, he is the man to take a hat-trick of Formula E wins.
That was a clinic on how to do it right there.
The 5th round of Season 1 saw the first and only Miami E-Prix, with drivers racing in the heart of downtown Miami. The relatively short 8-turn layout meant there was plenty of race action in the Sunshine State, with Nico Prost taking home the win.
Here comes Bird, he's got alongside and he's going to take the lead of the race. Up the inside into turn 5, Sam Bird leads. Bird will try and get the cutback.
Sam, what's your energy? I didn't get your energy reading.
So down they come into the final corner and Vern pits. So Vern decides to go straight into the pits. Clever.
0.9.
Because that is Sam Bird giving his energy reading as he's trying to overtake.
That's low. I mean, he might have to do a little bit.
4%, 3% remaining. Something's gone wrong with Sam Bird. Has he got too little usable energy?
They've messed the strategy. It looks like they've messed the strategy.
Maybe he was meant to come into the pits on that lap, but he was so busy trying to overtake.
0.1.
0.1%. So that is a disaster for Sam Bird. Prost is looking to the inside and goes through past Daniel Abt into the lead of the race. Almost taps the wall on the outside.
Speed's got to go here.
Abt is going to be fighting back as they come down towards turn 1. Surely this will open the door for Scott Speed, but they're still going to be side by side for the lead of the race. Scott Speed is through into 2nd position. Can he get it stopped? Yes. Prost leads. Speed 2nd. Nico Prost is going to take the checkered flag and win the race here in Miami. 2nd place across the line for Scott Speed, Daniel Abt in 3rd.
From the east coast of America to the west, Long Beach, California hosted 2 E-Prix in Seasons 1 and 2, witnessed by over 40,000 spectators over the 2 years, including some recognisable faces.
Now Scott Speed in the wall! The American has crashed! Oh, and that is Charles Pic, and he's spun around. I think it's Trulli. Nelson Piquet Jr. exits the final corner to win his first Formula E race in Long Beach.
And the launch. Perfect launch from both front row there.
Clean getaway for everyone. Trying to jockey into position. Can't go too wide through 1 and 2.
Robin Freight's completely out of control there, going into on the braking zone.
Buemi, oh
dear.
That was spectacular.
No. And there we go.
Standing O down in the hairpin as the checkered flag waves. Sweet redemption for Lucas de Grassi, who comes back to take the victory in Long Beach.
The Brazilians ended up dominating, with Nelson Piquet Jr. and Lucas de Grassi both winning in Formula E's visits to California. Formula E headed to Canada for the first and only time today in 2017, as Montreal hosted a doubleheader to decide the Season 3 title. Lucas de Grassi won the first of the doubleheader to extend his championship lead heading into the final race, but the drama didn't stop there. Enter Sebastian Buemi.
You hit me at the start. You went on inside. You touched me. You broke my steering. You dive in like you.
What should I do? Hit you from behind or what?
No, you just don't.
I hit the brake and I locked off. So
We're on board with Buemi going side by side. He's been passed by both. Andretti's gets a bash from this side, a bash from that side.
I don't hit anyone.
Yeah, you hit me.
I had a
with your-
choice to make. Hit you or dive. It's your choice.
Yeah, then you hit me. You hit me by
Okay,
diving.
next time I break your rear wing. Alright?
Yeah, just do that, man. You think you're better than anyone or what?
Did on purpose to slow me down.
Ab's slowing him down, so he's going to keep pushing him. This is dangerous because as Ab lifts, he could spin him round into the mechanics.
Yeah, he's angry. Buemi's shouting LA on the radio.
That's maybe not cool.
And here, he's come out in front of Daniel Abs now. Oh, and he's hit him.
Il vient de me rentrer dedans, il y a le feu de Corsiello, espèce de Abt.
The conclusion of the second race was, however, a lot more relaxed, as Lucas de Grassi crossed the line in 7th to wrap up the Season 3 Drivers' Championship.
In Season 1 he was 3rd, in Season 2 he was 2nd, and in Season 3, Lucas de Grassi is the Formula E champion.
Chile was our next visit to the Americas, racing around the streets of Santiago in Seasons 4, 5 and 6. Originally on a street circuit in the city centre, the location was moved to Parque O'Higgins for Seasons 5 and 6, and we saw 9 different drivers take up the podium places in Chile. Maximilian Günther won the Season 6 race, and at 20 years old and 200 days, he became the youngest ever Formula E race winner, a record he still holds today.
Yes!
In Season 7, the usual Mexico City E-Prix venue, the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, was being used as a temporary hospital for COVID-19 patients. So rounds 8 and 9 of the championship were instead held at the Autodromo Miguel E. Abed in Puebla. Both races had huge implications on the championship standings, as Rocket Venturi's Eduardo Mortara, who started the weekend 11th in the standings, ended up leaving Puebla 10 points ahead of everyone else.
Freitz goes to the inside, has a huge lockup and wipes out De Vries. 1st and 2nd in the championship. The 2 Dutchmen won't be scoring points today because of that. The checkered flag is going to fall. Pascal Wehrlein takes the checkered flag in Puebla, but it's the 2 Audis who come across the line in 2nd and 3rd. And there's the disqualification. Pascal Wehrlein has been disqualified for a technical infraction. Lucas de Grassi victorious. Half a second clear of René Rast. Eduardo Mortara 3rd. All 5 lights are on, and we go green in Puebla. Good start from Roland this time, and it also looks like a good start from Jean-Eric Verne. Mortara's coming up alongside Pascal Wehrlein. Mortara's on the outside, coming into the braking zone for turn 1. He's going to outbrake Wehrlein, is he, as they come into the first corner? He is. Mortara is up into 2nd place. The Mexican fans are on their feet, applauding the Rocket Venturi of Eduardo Mortara, who comes through the final corner, wins in Puebla, and launches himself into championship contention. Brilliant drive from Mortara.
A Formula E favourite, New York City. Nowhere else in the Americas has held as many Formula E races as the Brooklyn Street Circuit, and there's only one reason for that: action.
Alex Lynn's in the wall.
Huge shunt. And you see Sam Bird trying to go round the outside. And the Dragons get together.
Yeah, the Dragons got together, then Lopez has hit him, and Verne's been hitting all of that. And Verne! Jean-Eric Verne! There's chaos at turn 1, and Jean-Eric Verne will not score any points. Diaz Techeetah can't believe what they're seeing. De Grassi's up the inside. De Grassi's in the wall. Evans is in the wall. Evans to the inside. Oh, he's lost it. Oh, Evans to the Jaguar spins.
Oh, well held.
And nobody can forget the uber dramatic end to the race here last season when a rainstorm hit Brooklyn.
Okay, attention all teams, this is race control. Full course yellow in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Full course yellow, this is for conditions, full course yellow.
I mean, you can't see it.
Mortara! Eduardo Mortara, the championship leader, has ankle planed off. Oh, they're all off. They're all off.
Every one of them.
There's 4 cars off, isn't there? Down at turn 6.
I saw an Envision.
Yes, Cassidy is in. I think France is going. Oh dear, it's wet. It is wet. Right, here's what happened. Whoa, Cassidy. Oh my goodness me.
Yeah, they just...
Oh my goodness me.
One driver, however, has dominated this tricky street circuit, Sam Bird. Winning on this circuit 3 times, tying the record for the most wins at the same E-Prix with his now current teammate, Mitch Evans. Everything about New York City screams entertainment. And nobody can agree with that more than Frenchman Jean-Eric Vergne, who clinched both of his Formula E titles here in Season 4 and 5.
But Jean-Eric Vergne across the line in 5th place seals the Season 4 Formula E Championship. Out of the final corner now, and he is a 2 times Formula E champion.
Kev, we have done it again. We have done it again.
Our final stop on our tour of the Americas is, of course, Mexico City. Lightly touched upon earlier, the infamous Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez circuit was only missing from the calendar in Seasons 1 and 7. And this circuit has seen just about every kind of Formula E racing, always giving the amazing Mexican fans something to cheer about. Lucas di Grassi can certainly agree with that. In Season 2, he won the race before being disqualified and having his victory taken away from him. But the Season 3 race saw arguably the greatest drive of his incredible Formula E career.
Oh, and there's an accident in there. Oh, it's rear wing.
It's gone,
rear
yeah.
wing's gone. So safety car deployed.
Coming in.
So he's now rejoined the circuit on the same lap as the cars in front. Oh, but is that Turvey slowing? From the lead of the race, Oliver Turvey has run into trouble. Now the safety car is deployed. Oh, and into the pits now. And yes, it is Lucas di Grassi. So he's gone for a little bit of a gambler as well.
I believe this is what the Americans call a Hail Mary. It could pay off. Stranger things have happened.
Into the pits comes Jose Maria Lopez. Heidfeld in as well, swapping over cars. Lucas di Grassi is in the lead. He's coming through the middle sector now with Jerome D'Ambrosio behind him. If these guys want to win, they've got to get past di Grassi and D'Ambrosio.
But these boys have got to get to the end, which I think is going to be a tough enough ask. Never mind that. And watch how quickly if Vergne can close Lopez down. Through the turn 13 area.
Oh,
he made a mistake.
In the wall,
this is it.
Not quite. Vergne tries to get the inside. D'Ambrosio closed the door. But this has to be it now for Jean-Eric Vergne. He's up into 2nd place, and he has now got to sprint if he wants to take di Grassi and win the Mexico City E-Prix. Last lap for Lucas di Grassi. 5% left. That should be doable. An early pit stop behind the safety car. Looked like a gamble. Looked like it wasn't going to pay off. But it's victory for di Grassi in Mexico.
Fantastic.
The closing stages of the Season 5 race in Mexico City was one of the craziest in Formula E history, as pole sitter Pascal Wehrlein's energy ran out on the final corner, being overtaken by Lucas di Grassi within meters of the checkered flag.
Wehrlein's got 1%.
Mortara's got 4 more. I think Mortara's probably the only guy getting there to the finish.
He's gone from 6th to 4th.
The Nissans are out of this one. Wehrlein, can he get to the line before he hits 0%? That's going to be the big question. Who's going to win the Mexico City E-Prix? Di Grassi goes for it. Wehrlein covers. He's defending like an absolute demon. Here comes Wehrlein out of the final corner. He hits 0. Di Grassi wins. Di Grassi wins. Surely Da Costa is 2nd, and surely Mortara is 3rd. What a mad end to the Mexico City E-Prix.
But Wehrlein found his redemption in Season 8, picking up Tag Heuer Porsche's first ever Formula E victory.
It's a historic day for Porsche as they take their first Formula E win with a 1-2 in Mexico. Wehrlein wins, Lotterer 2nd.
The Season 9 Mexico City E-Prix was the debut for the new Gen 3 cars and a new era of Formula E. And if anything, it's given us a glimpse of what the future holds for this part of the world.